Put that on the podcast.
What do you mean? We
I'm
are
recording right now.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
put that in.
It's already in.
It's already in.
Yeah. Keep it.
No. Right.
Don't cut that. Then I went to the gym, go home, took a shower and shit. Chilled out.
What'd you hit at the gym?
Huh?
Shoulders, huh?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it look like
Okay,
it.
we're gonna start.
Oh,
We're gonna
we're
start
starting
like
there,
this.
we're
We're gonna start
starting
like
there.
this.
Should we start with the introduction? So we can practice.
Welcome to the Pindu Podcast, episode 1. I'm your boy Ali. I'm joined by Sour,
Yo.
Karn,
What's up?
and Dave.
Your boy is here.
I don't know what this podcast is supposed to be or what it's gonna become, but for now it's just gonna be 4 idiots talking about shit.
And having some fun and telling some
We're gonna
stories.
become famous, yo.
I don't know, whatever happes, happens.
Yeah, we can always make that happen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Give me a key.
Alright, so Ali, you want to tell us about your shitty 2020 or?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
The most notable thing that happened to me this year was, I think, say last week. I had a meeting with my manager. I'm working some contract job right now, and so we meet at coffee shops, some places in Surrey. So what happened was that I was carrying some stuff out of my car, right? My hands were full. I closed the car door behind me. I go into the coffee shop, have my meeting. After the meeting, what happens is I go to open the door. It's locked.
What do you mean it's locked?
It's locked. I pat down my pants for my keys, you know? It's like, I don't have them.
No way.
Ruh-roh.
I left them in the car. I
Uh-oh.
walk over, I look at the ignition, and it's like, the keys are right there. I'm just like, God damn.
Oh, you're a smart boy, aren't you?
Yeah, you know it. It wasn't that big of a deal because my mom works nearby.
Oh, okay.
And so I could just, like, basically wait up for her to go to work.
To bail you out.
Right? And yeah, and then, like, she could just pass me the key. I could get into the car, right? I could pass her the spare key back. And then we'd be Gucci.
Right.
So that's what happens. But, like, I lock myself out around 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
And my mom has work around, say, like...
You locked yourself at 11:30
Yeah.
a.m.
a.m. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a meeting in the morning.
Are you like dumb?
Right after my class.
Oh my god.
So, and then my mom, like, yeah, this is why it was such a bad day, you know?
Yeah,
So
no, when he said
my
bad
mom-
day,
my mom
it
has
means
work at, like,
all
5.
day.
My mom has work at 5.
Okay.
Right.
Like
So
PM?
I basically have these, like,
AM.
6 hours
Okay.
No,
to
okay.
just, like, do nothing.
Think about how much of a
Like,
failure you are.
No, exactly. Yeah, more or less. So I wait for my mom to get my spare key so I could get into my car. In the spare time, I have my, like, laptop and my charger with me, so I just, like, stick around in the coffee shop and just work and, like, do homework and stuff like that. My mom gets me the key. I get into my car. She drives off, and then I just, like, the key's in the ignition. I just turn it, and the car doesn't turn on. I'm just like, oh,
Sick, yo.
This is not a good time at all, right? I try a couple of times again, and then it just, like, totally does not work at all. Like, battery's dead, you know? Yeah, so battery doesn't work. I need a jump start, right? So this is where I call my boy Dave over. I'm just like, yo, Dave, I know we're meeting up later today. You wanna come by because my battery's dead and I need a jump start. I know, like, the day before, Dave, he needed to jumpstart his, like, brother's car or something like that.
Yeah, so what happened is my brother was with his friend and they're at Burnaby Mountain, I think. And so what happened is his car battery died. So he calls me and he's like, hey, brother, I need you to help me out. I need a little jumpy jump. I'm like, wait, what are you trying to say? Oh, yeah, the car is dead. I'm like, okay. So first thing I do is like,
So the family
you're
idiots.
a fucking idiot. Well, first of all, what are you doing all the way over there? And how the car die? He's like, honestly, I don't know. We're hotboxing. I'm like, sounds like my little brother.
It's a party time.
It's a party time.
It's a Mario Party.
And so what happens is I message everyone in the group asking, does anyone have a
Set of jumper
jumper
cables.
cables, right?
Yeah.
Jay responds, yeah, I do, but I gotta find them. And I got a call maybe 30 seconds right after. Yeah, we just called a taxi. He did it for us. I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm like,
Wait, the taxi driver did it?
yeah. So what you can do is
You
you can
pay
call a taxi driver.
pay extra for that?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they pay. You
they-
just it's like out of the kindness or whatever.
Yeah.
It is. So what they do, they just come, jump your car, and then they go on with their day.
I think
But-
it's sort of in the same vein as like, you know, when you were younger, if you got lost somewhere, you just call the cops. They just give you a ride. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like
Something
a general
like that.
community kind of a thing.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So they jump the car, and then he gets back home maybe like 30-40 minutes later. But then this situation comes where Ali needs to jump now, and I remember that day. It was a shitty ass day. It was practically a rainstorm. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it was like pouring all
It was
day.
pouring.
Like,
pouring.
It sucked because like a few days before it was like so sunny. It was like such a nice day and stuff. Like especially for like the winter.
yes.
Yeah, but then like this specific day, it's just coming down, dude.
What were we gonna do that day again? We were gonna watch Bad Boys. That's what it was. We were gonna go watch Bad Boys, and then Ali calls. He's like, "Yo, I'm kind of stuck in a parking lot right now. So you wanna come help me out?" I'm like, "Oh, what happened?" "Yeah, my car died." Like, "What do you mean car died?" "Yeah, it's not working." I'm like, "Oh, sucks for you. Maybe next year, bud." And then we go over to Canadian Tire. You know, this guy, friggin' Sour and friggin' Ifraz, they had some stupid ass joke. I still don't understand. Can you tell me what the joke was?
I put on Dave over here. He's known for wearing puffer jackets, right? So I put on my puffer jacket and a tooth,
No,
right? And I was just acting like this fool the whole time. This guy's getting so mad.
Tell them what you were saying.
My name is Dave. My name is Dave. I'm a freaking electrician. Never go to work.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was going through that, and Ali's waiting for me to come help him, and the weather's all fucked up. So
Like a
this
shit
is just
show.
everything. This whole situation was just making me hella stressed out. I go to Canadian Tire. I get in line, buy the jumper cable. What happens is, you don't have no money. Your car got declined. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah. So what happens is, I'm at Canadian Tire. You know, we're buying jumper cables.
Yeah.
The guy's like, "Yo, your car got declined." I'm just like, wait, what? What do you mean? Let me try a couple times. So it doesn't work. Lucky I had some cash laying around. Paid him in cash. Come back. Get to Ali. Now this is when it starts.
Just
Fucking
everything just
boring.
comes
It was
tumbling
a,
down.
it was,
Yeah,
it was a
just
straight up.
starts
It was a straight up shit show, and
Shit show.
because I want to mess
So,
with
like-
them, I didn't wear a hood. I just wore the puffer.
Yes.
Make it a shit show, yeah.
And yes. So what happens is we see Ali. We couldn't even find him first of all. We didn't
Yeah.
even know where he was, and then we just see him walking around with an umbrella in the parking lot. I'm like, who the hell could this bum be, right?
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I know that guy. He's-
I've seen this one.
Yeah, he looks familiar. He's like, "Yeah, I parked over here." So we pull up beside him, and then we tried jumping the car.
It's funny because like after I called you, right, I was like, I didn't want to leave my car at that point, so I just stayed inside and like watched videos on like how to jump a car because like up until this moment I've never had to do it before.
Nor have I.
Yeah, so it was like I wanted to figure out how to do this. Like I had nothing better to do, might as well like try to be helpful when he shows up.
Try to be helpful.
So like 30 minutes passes after I call him, right, and then he pulls up, right, like he pulls his car next to mine, right.
Yeah, I pull up beside Ali, and then I forgot my battery is in the back of my car because I drive a Lamborghini, aka the Chevy Cobalt.
Okay, there we go.
Lamborghini model Cobalt.
There it is.
Limited edition.
Limited edition. So I pull up beside him, and then we get all the cables going. We watch a couple of videos on how to do it, and then Ali tells me, he's like, "Yo, are you supposed to like charge the car?" I'm like, "Yo, this isn't a phone, bro. It's a fucking car. It's wee when the car
It's
works
a
like
goddamn battery, dog.
I forgot. It's my first time doing
You
it.
gotta
It's
charge
my
a
first time
battery.
doing
It doesn't just like it's not like you fucking plug it into a wall and it works.
Yeah, but you know when you watch on TV and shit,
Yeah,
they forget-
that's what I was thinking of.
they do the next shit. Oh, it's good. You're good.
Oh yeah, just when you turn on the TV, put the key in and turn it.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Like movies,
yeah.
Oh, and then you leave your key in the TV, right? So your TV dies.
There it is.
Then you gotta then you gotta jump your TV. Then you gotta jump your TV.
Oh, shit. Alright, so we pull up, we try, doesn't work out. We're out there in the rain, pouring rain, with no hoods, trying to jump this car, and I'm getting frustrated because, like, it's not working, it's pouring rain. I'm fucking soaked, and then
His car's being declined.
and my car got declined.
But like this was like kind of concerning because like you know when you imagine like a battery to be dead, like you turn the key and it it clicks a little bit, makes some noise. When I turned the key, it made no noise whatsoever.
Nothing at all.
So I was really scared that the battery was just flat and I need to get a new one altogether. Right? And so like in that case the jump would not work. We're just wasting our time.
Yeah, so we're standing out there in the rain. Probably like an hour went by. And then we decided to call another friend. His name is Jay. And then what we do is, hey man, you know how to jump a car? Car? What? Mechanic? What? I never do that type of shit, right? He's like, okay, whatever. Then we call Dalton over.
This guy's a mechanic dude.
Yeah, Dalton is...
He knows cars.
He's the car guy of our group.
Dalton, car guy, aka Subaru man.
Yeah, he has 10 Subarus, bro.
There it is.
You know, like Thanos had those like 5 Infinity Stones, bro. This guy has like 10 Subarus. That's like twice as strong, bro. Trust
Thanos
me.
got nothing on Dalton.
Thanos got nothing on him.
So we called Dalton and we're like, because we're supposed to meet Dalton later that night as well. So we call him like, yo, you want to
Fix our lives, bro.
Yeah, please save us and we'll buy you a beer. So he's like, okay, we're on our way. Once we hung up the call, we're like, yo, might as well try it one more time. We saw a little video where it's like, you gotta rev your car once or twice. Set everything up, rev the car, it works. Now,
yeah, okay, I mean, like this time it was like different because like when I hooked up the ground, like I saw sparks. So I told Dave, I was like, start to spark, right? And so like I think any normal person would be like, oh shit, this is dangerous. But I was like, yo, this is fucking sick.
Yes.
we did something.
Great success.
Yeah,
Great
it's
success.
like it's different, right? So like it might work. So like get in, right? I turn the key, it turns on, yo. Both me and Dave just like pop off. We're so happy, right? Like because we're soaked.
So relieved.
Yeah, so relieved.
What we did actually worked.
Yeah. And we like figured it out by ourselves, basically.
Pretty much.
Right? Yeah, so like I turn the key on, like the car works, we're hyped. I get out of the car, close the door behind me, unclip the jumper cables, close the hood, Dave puts his jumper cables away. I go back to my car. I didn't want to turn it off because like I just jump started the battery. I didn't want it to die again if I turned it off, But I closed the door and locked it.
You're an idiot, yo.
Again.
I locked myself out twice in one day.
In the rain. In the pouring
yes.
rain. In straight up Vancouver up in here.
I just remember Ali coming to the window. Yo, we did it. But
He's like,
yo, I locked myself out again.
He's like, listen. Before anything, listen. I'm getting mad. I'm just like, yo, oh my god, this fool. Dave's just like, Dave's eyes just widen open. Widen. Well, he just widened. And then freaking Ali, he's like, yeah, so I locked myself out again. Everyone just like face palms the freaking everything.
I felt like an Asian mom finding out that their kid got a B on a test. That's how I felt. I looked at Ali, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna kill you after this. You know that, right?
Dude, I don't think I got called a fucking idiot that many times in a single day in my life.
Well,
Which,
there was a
to be
reason
honest,
why.
Were we wrong? Were we wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I'm a fucking idiot. But
Straight up idiot, yo.
I'm an idiot, yo. Record breaking.
I'd just like to state for the record that I was supposed to show up too. And at some point I messaged one of these guys. And they were like, yeah, we're jump starting a car. And so I made the very smart decision. I looked outside. I saw the rain. And I was like, you know what? This just doesn't look like anyone's day. And I just got back in bed, And I think that was the smartest thing that any of us did that night.
Honestly, yeah.
I wish I was in your position.
Yeah, but Ali would have been outside of Starbucks.
Oh yeah. But so what happens is Ali calls his mom again and tells his mom like, oh yeah, I locked myself out again. And he tells me to go over, maybe like 1 block away from where we were, to go pick up the keys. So I go in, and remember, Ali's brown. So brown people are really suspicious, and when it comes to like their kids and all like asking questions and all that shit. So I go into the Pizza Hut. I go into the Pizza Hut and Ali's mom's like, oh, how can I help you? Because she's, I thought she was like another customer. I go up to her like, oh, Ali locked himself again. And then she's like, who? And then she's like, yeah, who is that? Isn't that your son? Oh yeah, that guy, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, he locked himself out of the car again, and he's like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Do you wanna give me the key so I can give it to him? And then she's like, I already opened the car for him one time. I'm like, oh, he didn't tell you. Tell you what? The car didn't work. And he's, no. Here, take the key and go help him. And then
Yeah, so, like, what happened here was that, like, my mom, like, literally, like, unlocked my car, like, an hour before. So it makes sense that some, like, random brown dude goes up to her and is like, yo, I need your keys, you know? So, like, understandably, she's like, yo, I already unlocked it, you know? So it's like...
Didn't you call her?
No, okay, I tried to call her, but she didn't pick up.
oh my god.
So that's why she was confused, right? And like,
It kind of felt like I was playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I don't know,
With all those questions.
my mom's just kind of like that kind of person, right? She like asks a bunch of questions, right?
I feel like all of our moms will be like that.
Yeah. So like eventually, like he gets the keys, drives over to me, you know, passes the keys to me. I'm just like standing outside, like under some cover. It's like watching my car that's just like on.
Yes.
You know, but like locked out. So like he passes me the keys. I get back into the car. I drive sour home before dropping off the keys back to my mom.
And then I got really mad at Sour
Why?
because he kept imitating me while everything was going on.
It was pretty spot on though.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
That was pretty spot on.
It was pretty spot on, but what happened is I got really, really mad, and then I'm just like, yo, get the fuck out of my car. Go home with Ali. I was at that point. And then like I'm like, oh man.
Oh, is that why you sent him home with me? Because you didn't want to deal with him anymore?
And I was like, you know what? I'm a sparkle by myself.
Oh my god.
Jealous?
Yes. But after that, I think the night went pretty smooth.
What do you mean? You didn't even want bad boys?
You're right.
So like, yeah, nothing got accomplished, and from like 11 a.m. to like midnight, this guy was just in permanent crisis. But other than that,
I thought it was a pretty good day, honestly. It was like I made fun of this guy, saw a shit show,
motherfucker,
got high, went to sleep.
Shut the hell up. That day sucked so much.
I had a pretty solid day, not gonna lie.
Wait, Dave, whatever happened to your card?
What card? Oh, so what happened is I got a check on like Friday, and then I deposited everything, and then apparently there's some hacking shit that happened with like Van City where everyone's shit was getting all fucked up.
Again?
So, yeah.
This happened more than once?
Yeah.
Straight up anonymous, yo.
Pretty much, yeah. So I think that might have been a factor why my card wasn't working, because I legit had 30 cents in my bank account. And that's pretty much it. That was the only reason I could think of logically. Besides that, I think.
I mean, usually when you only have 30 cents account, you can't on your card, you can't buy jumper cables.
Yeah, I know. Sounds about right. But I think the rest of the night went well. We had some pasta. Had
Yeah, we
drinks.
went to Boston Pizza.
Yeah, and then we went to play some pool later that night.
Yeah.
And I think that was the rest of the night. Pretty entertaining, I would say, after.
Yeah,
it
pretty
was
good
chill, it
day.
was chill.
Pretty good day. And then, but that's not the end of Ali's terror of 2020.
His misfortune.
The next story happens like 2 days ago.
and I know nothing about this one. I've heard about the whole battery discussion.
We had to save it for the podcast, you know.
Oh, yeah, this is an exclusive story. We're breaking it just now.
It's honestly not that big of a story compared to the.
Yeah, I sure hope not. After that,
it was a shit show, kind of. It was funny.
I mean, it was just a pain in the ass. So basically, what happens is, I think it was like Saturday or Friday or something like that. I'm spending the entire day at school, and like the first thing that happens to me is that usually it's another pouring day, you know. I figured I could park at the school parking without paying, right, and get away with it. Because usually it's been chill, you know. I've never really heard of anyone getting a parking ticket, right? Turns out that day they checked, they gave me a parking ticket, right? So that shit kind of sucked. And so I'm planning on paying this parking ticket right as I get home. But before I go home, I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna go to the bouldering gym, right? Because I climb in my spare time. So I go climbing. I call Dave. I think he's hanging out with Sour and our boy Lig.
Yeah, we went to go watch that Korean movie Parasite. Pretty good movie.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, so like I tell them I'm climbing, you know, and so like after the movie they can join me if they want, right? And so like after I'm done, I like head out. Well, you guys were just like parked outside, you know?
We were kind of like some hitman. We were waiting for you to come out, and we're gonna stop you from getting in your car and fucking like kidnap you, kind of type of thing. That's what we were trying to plan on. Doing.
Yeah, I'm Ghost of Your Tommy.
Shut the fuck up. I'm Ghost, you're Tommy. That's how it was. Remember how you were dressed that day?
What was the dress like?
I don't remember, but we're trying to do some crazy hitman type of shit, try to scare you, and then you just see us, you just wave at us. Hey guys, how you guys doing tonight?
I was like really confused because I thought you guys were gonna come inside, right, and like go climbing because that's why you guys would like come to me, right?
Yeah.
But like you guys like never came inside, right? So I just figured that you guys just like dipped and went home. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna head out, right? So I leave, and then like I just see you guys like parked in front of my car. It's like slowly like roll up to me. I'm just like, okay, in the middle of the night, who else would it be? You know, I'm either gonna die or it's like.
If you look at the passenger seat, you just see Lig.
The Asian boy. Hey man, how's the climbing? How you doing, man?
Yeah. So then like we're also like, okay, we're all hungry. I just came from the gym. These guys just watched the movie. Let's go somewhere to eat. So we end up. So I drive Sour. Dave drives Lig. We go downtown to some diner, Lucy's.
Yeah, Lucy's Diner. Lucy's Diner is pretty good.
It was okay.
Yeah. The wait was really the bad part.
Me and this guy got lost,
Oh yeah.
and we couldn't find parking. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, and so like we were just like circling the block a bunch of times, just trying to find parking, trying to find where Dave went because we lost him. Right? Like I've never been to this place before. Right? So I was just like trailing Dave.
Pretty much,
in his car, yeah. And so, like, we lost him at some point, like, right next to the diner, so I didn't know where he parked, right? And so, like, I was getting low on gas at the time, and so, like, I pull into, like, the Chevron that's, like, nearby, and then try to pay for gas, and I realize I don't have my wallet. It's gone. I'm just like,
Oh, where did it go?
Maybe it's in my, like, gym bag that I threw in the back seat, right?
Yeah.
So, I check my car.
No.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
Not found.
Not found. Fine.
Fine. Could not find it.
So
Found it.
just so we're clear, this guy is not that smart.
No, not at
Back
all.
to the idiot story. You're a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Idiot,
Yeah, no,
idiot
actually-
part 3.
So
Idiot
go
part
on,
3.
go on.
Yeah, so I can't see where my wallet is anywhere in my car. It's not in my pocket. It's not in like my jacket. Not my gym bag. I'm like, yo, my boy Sour. I don't know where the hell this goddamn wallet is.
I'm like, R.I.P. Yo. Don't worry. I'm like, don't worry. I got you tonight. So I paid for his gas. We head to the diner. We finally found Dave, and he got us a parking. Some like random hoopty place.
Very hoopties.
So we get out. We go to the diner. They're like, we see it packed, right? All of us look at each other, and I'm just like, not it. Everyone's just like, not it. So Ali goes in. We all go inside, and then Ali talks to the guy, and the guy's like,
It's like 20 minutes.
about like 20 minutes. So we go back to Ali. We go to Dave's car because Ali sat in Dave's car for a bit, so maybe he dropped it there. So we check Dave's car, not there. We go back to Ali's car, do like next level inspection. Just sit there, have like our own mini podcast in there to talk about random stuff. We go back to the diner, and then we forgot one thing. Ali didn't give him his name. So we have to wait.
He didn't
really-
look at me.
yeah,
he didn't look at me. Like,
yeah.
Matt had his like eyes out. I was like, yo, how long's the wait? He's like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I just leave.
So we come back, and we're like, oh my god, man! Right now, look at you guys again. Not it. But this time, Lig's like, okay, we go in. We go in. He's like, and then we finally get a spot. Strangely enough, so Lucy's Diner is it's like a diner, and right next to it is like a pho place, right? So we had a bunch of Asian people in the diner and a bunch of white people in the freaking pho place. It was like it was an interesting sight.
There's a little reverse scenario going on right there, man.
It's a change of culture, man. Change of culture. So we go in, eat some food. It was pretty good. I got that Momo burger.
Momo burger is pretty good.
Pretty
I liked
good.
it.
I had
It
that.
smelled good, dude. I
Yeah.
wish I got that.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I got the salad. It was okay.
Always get the fries, man. You always have to have a burger and fries.
I
That's how it
change-
is. That's
I
how
can
it
change
is.
it up, yo.
Yeah, why would you get a
So you
burger
eat
and a
a-
salad?
yeah, so you
Yo,
just-
Man,
It's
you
like
got a salad too. You got a salad too.
Oh, yo,
But he
bro.
got fried chicken.
Yeah, but guess what?
That's different.
This allergic ass can
You
even
basically
eat
just
the
got,
salad.
bro. You basically just got extra lettuce for your burger.
There it is.
Yeah, no, basically, like,
There it
there's a
is.
salad inside your burger, so
Yeah.
why are you getting another salad on the side?
Man, I like leaves, yo.
No, you don't.
Not those type of leaves.
You shit on
Not those
vegetarians
type of
every time
leaves.
you fucking get a chance. What are you talking
you're
about?
right. You're right. I like it. 2020, man. 2020.
Oh,
Okay.
it's changing you.
We eat salads now.
No,
We eat salads
okay.
now.
So just confirm Sour came out as a vegan just now. We're
How
marking
dare you
this
say
up.
that to me?
You said that about yourself.
No, I said I eat vegan ass. That's about it.
Vegan ass?
One
Hey,
time.
yo, man.
It
That
was a
ain't
one.
bad.
It was a one time. It's pretty good. A little chewy.
But
But yeah, we eat, we pay. I'm like kind of worried at this point because I don't know where my wallet is. I don't know if someone like stole it at the gym or like if they like have it or like
You got
if
tax
I like
while you was
lost it
bolting.
earlier or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I knew going into the gym I had it because that's how I paid for my like pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like somewhere in between I lost it.
And you're downtown. You don't have your license.
Yeah. So this entire time I've just been driving without a license Friday night downtown. I'm kind of worried that like if I randomly get pulled over, I might have to like show my license,
Yeah.
right? And so like if I did get pulled over, I'd be super can.
super can.
So
Especially with VPD. Out of all the police that we have in the Lower Mainland, VPD is probably the lowest because I think I was in maybe grade 11 and I got a ticket for spitting on the sidewalk. Coming out of
how dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Excess saliva. What do you want me to do?
You're a menace to society.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because if there's one thing Vancouver is known for, it's just how thoroughly clean their streets are, right? They don't accept any of that,
No.
all right?
Yeah. Every time I look out my window, I'm just
If
like,
there's even one
clean,
molecule
yo,
of sweat
clean.
or spit, that's like gotta be at least a $2,500 fine
If it's not,
for
then,
defacing the city, bro.
yeah. If it's not, then fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
then what are we even doing?
Yeah.
What is life at that
Yeah,
point?
you
Come
know,
on,
like,
guys.
it's like spitting on sidewalk, $500 fine. Driving Uber in Surrey, $500 fine.
Like, yeah, killing a person. Yeah, you can get away with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just spitting on the sidewalk. Is
How dare you?
Yeah.
That's disrespect to
Come
the city.
on, man. Disgusting animals.
Well, so would you like to update us on your status, Ali?
Yeah, so like we drive back without the license, you know, and then the gym is closed, so I can't call and be like, "Yo, do you have my wallet?" All right. The next day I call in just to see if they have it. Turns out they do. Right? He's like, "Yo, you're the guy from SFU, right?" Because he like saw my like ID in my wallet, right? I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And he's like, "Okay, cool. You could come by in like an hour and pick it up."
Oh, safe. So
Safe.
safe.
Allegedly
Lucked out.
Very
Really
lucky,
lucky.
yes. I'm glad like the guys at the bouldering gym are like super chill.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think those guys would like.
It's a good community over there.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
actually care for people.
yeah. It's like a bunch of friends and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go and pick it up, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, like I looked at like your like SFU ID, and I was like, who the hell is this?" And I realized like, oh, it's that like dude with that beard that was here earlier. You know, it's like
Yeah.
because he saw my ID, right? I took it like in first year, right? And so like that's before I had the beard. He's like, "Yo, yeah, you don't have a beard, and you kind of look like you were 12." I was like, "Oh shit."
That was another lifetime.
That was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
That
so
was a pre-idiot.
That was a different era. That was a different era. Pre-idiot.
pretty idiot. Yeah, you know, like the more beard hair I grew, the less
The
brain
less brain
cells I
cells.
have.
That's
You have
where
to
it
kill.
went.
You have to kill one
That's
brain
why.
cell per
That's why I
hair.
have this beard right here.
Zero brain.
Zero brain cells. He's in the negatives. Sour's in the negatives.
Don't worry, you're working way up. Don't
Why do you think I go by sour? yo? I'm glad you got your wallet back.
Yeah, so I have my wallet back. I'm pretty sure I had $20 in it.
Oh!
I don't have that anymore.
Wait, what? They got you?
Hey,
Remember
man.
I was like looking at my wallet. I was like, yo, I'm pretty sure I had $20 in here earlier.
the guy just like, no, you didn't.
He might have
You got
taxed it.
40.
Honestly, I'm not mad.
At least you got your IDs. You got your
Yeah,
IDs.
I was like worried because I'd have to. I had everything in that wallet, you know. It's like I had all my IDs. I had my school ID. I had my like bus pass, you know.
Especially he didn't take a credit card.
Yeah, exactly.
would've
It's
been
like
very
you know,
bad.
if you're gonna tax $20, tax $20.
At least you didn't take your bouldering pass, yo.
Can't live without that one.
Yeah, man. That's
Man.
That's my
Fuck the,
jam.
That's
fuck
a
the
man's
credit card.
soul
Give me
right
my
there.
bouldering, man.
That's a
Bouldering's my
man's
life.
soul.
That's my life.
But yeah, overall, this year's been pretty shit for me so far. I'm ready for 2021.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We got like what, like 11 more months.
to go.
Yeah, it's
And then this podcast is gonna be an update on Ali's 2020. That's gonna be our own segment.
Honestly, it's like, if we're at the bottom right now, we can only go up, right?
That's what you
There it
think.
is.
That's what you think. You forgot where we're from. The lower mainland. There's only low.
dude.
There's only low.
Next week, I'm just gonna like come on and tell you guys that I just got like jumped.
Yeah, they took my bouldering pass and left my credit card. God. That's an update on Ali's life.
That's an update on
Stay tuned next week.
next week.
Next episode.
Oh man, another bad thing that happened to me.
Another one.
Super Bowl week. Yeah.
What happened?
During the Super Bowl, I made like a bet with a friend of mine for some like bubble tea,
Okay.
right? And so like I was going for SF, and that she was going for Chiefs. You know.
Yeah.
Gang, San Francisco. That's they're the boys. They're the boys.
Yeah, but they still lost.
Where's your
It's
team?
okay.
Where's your team though?
We don't talk about that yet.
I was so excited because like up until the end of the third quarter, like actually no, like even during the start of the fourth,
we're
right?
waiting till the fourth.
Yeah. Like we were up by 10, so I was like, "Yo, this is sick! I'm gonna get some bubble tea." You know, it's like I'm at this point, I'm like kind of talking shit, like, "Oh, yo, I'm so psyched." You know, I'm so psyched. Right? And
Just
then,
for that
like,
bubble tea. yo.
What flavor should I get?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah,
Should I
yeah.
get pearl? Get the coconut jelly.
There's no way I could lose this, right? Fucking
Mahomes.
being up from 10 points, Chiefs managed to like
Win by 10.
win by 10. They got 20 points in this last quarter. I'm just
That was my
what the
bad.
fuck?
My bad.
I'm so chapped.
And that's Sour's team right there.
Yeah.
That's been my team.
Sour, biggest loser of 2020.
Nah, biggest loser. There's one right here.
Real life loser, yeah, for him.
Real
I
life.
lost with some bubble tea, not my dignity.
I think you lost your dignity when you locked yourself out of your car for the second time.
I don't know, man. I never had some to begin with.
Okay, I guess. Okay.
I guess
there you go. Yeah.
All I gotta
Touch
say.
bouldering pass.
Oh.
That's his one. That's his one like saving grace.
All I gotta say, Kyle Shanahan, you owe me a ring. They were gonna send me one. I was calling them like, yeah, so give me like give me one in my size and just send it up to Canada.
Oh, and that's why they messed up on the Super Bowl, because they were like, "What the hell kind of size are we supposed to get this fucking mountain?"
Yeah, you know I'm fucking swole, right?
Okay.
You're plenty.
I'm swole.
I can't say it with a straight face. You ain't swole. You ain't swole.
Alright, so next segment is so about a weekish, maybe 2 weeks. The Death Note dropped a one shot. Death Note is like it's an anime about like a dude.
Yeah, it's like super
If
indie.
you
You probably haven't heard
watched
of
it
it.
already, you should watch it because it's goddamn good.
And for a person that was not really into anime and stuff like that, I would say as a first anime to watch, that would be a good recommendation for a person that's not actually deep in that community.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix too.
There it is.
It's only like 24 episodes for the whole thing. Only maybe only just like watch like,
It's like-
the first half. Watch the first half.
Okay, it's like 39.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 39, but the first like 24 are like the one that are worth
Yeah,
watching.
The second half is whatever. You can skip that.
So what's this thing with the,
Yeah,
one shot or whatever?
Yeah.
So this one shot revolves about a new character named Minro Tanaka.
So you're definitely part Japanese, right, with that pronunciation?
100%, yo. My grandpappy.
What was his name?
Grandpappy
What
Sour.
was your grandpappy's name?
Naruto Uzumaki.
Yes, I am.
Grandpappy Sour.
100%. But like it was actually it was going around like on Twitter, which I was like, I'm down. I'm a fan of the series. I'll check it out. So I was supposed to prepare like a week ago, ready last night, but actually it was actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. So Minro Tanaka, whatever, man.
Tonka trucks.
Yeah, same shit.
Transformers.
This man, it starts as like he's like in middle school. He's like this like smart middle school student, right? So this boy Ryuk, he's like, yo man, I need some apples. but like no one's gonna give me apples because this guy's like has like a cocaine addiction to just apples.
Okay.
It's like his thing,
Uh-huh.
right? So this so he goes find someone. Because the guy before he was a pretty smart guy. So he's like, I'm gonna find another smart guy, right? Finds this guy, and the guy's like, yo, he just freaks out. He's like chilling on a swing. I'm like, yo, man, where the fuck are you going to a place where the swings are open? But like he goes find this kid, hits him with the book, and then the kid starts freaking out. He's like, yo, what the fuck is this freaking goth ass guy here? He's like explaining. He's like, you're gonna help me out. The guy's like, yo, man. He's like, you're pretty smart. We're gonna do a little something, right? He's like, I'm not even smart, man. I failed all my classes. And they're like, why did the teacher say you're smart? He's like, oh, I got like 142 on my IQ test, but like I just do bad at school. And I'm just sitting there like reading this. I'm like,
It reminds me of someone.
is that me? But like he's like in middle school, so they go back. He's like Ryuk's like, let's go to your room. He's like, it's messy. Like actually, he's like, yo, no, it's messy. So they go to his room. He's like, yeah, this is Kira's book, his power. And the guy's like, he's like thinking, he's like, I could use this power somehow, but it's like I don't want to really kill anyone, right? So he looks at Ryuki. He's like, I come back in 2 years. I'm a relinquish the book, lose all my memories. Come back in 2 years, right? So he actually does that. He waits for 2 years, comes back, hits him with the book. The guy looks at him. He's like, I know what to do. He's gonna sell it. I'm just like, what? You're not gonna like, because the show revolves about a guy like killing people in the book. If you write their name in the book, they die, right? This guy's like, nah, I'm just gonna sell it. So he goes on,
What the hell?
right? So he goes on. He's like, how am I supposed to sell it, right?
So he like hops on eBay. You know?
It is maximum stocks.
Yeah, but like one thing they did say is this is 10 years in the future, right?
Okay.
So it's about it takes place in 2019, right?
From the original series, right?
Yeah, so original series like I guess
Would be
2009.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So right now it's 2019, right? And he's like, it's kind of hard to go around like killing people or whatever because there's cameras everywhere now, right?
Oh yeah.
Will that have to anything?
Because they can see like someone writing and stuff or like something like that or like one thing they did say is like people who touched the book before they can see the demon in the CCTV footage, right? So if they see the demon following someone on footage, right? Oh, it's that dude, right?
But that's only if someone touches the book, right?
Right.
Yeah, but like there's other people.
There's
like,
other people
from
who
the
are
remember
live
from the old show.
From the old investigation.
They're still
that
live.
probably
They're still
touched
live.
it.
Oh, they're still a part of this new one.
Yeah, they're still part of the story.
Okay.
If they look at the camera, like the camera footage, they can see him.
So, wait, L doesn't die at the end?
No,
right?
near. Yeah, the little kid.
Oh, okay, he's in it.
Yeah, he's 10 years older now.
Oh,
He looks like a woman with long hair. But like that doesn't matter.
Okay.
That guy and then the old squad.
okay.
Like the people part of the Japanese task force.
Oh,
They're
okay,
still alive,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
If they look at the TV, they can see the demon.
Yeah.
The Ryuk, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't really go out with them, right?
Uh-huh.
So he makes Ray go under the thing, under the ground. He comes up to like a television network, Sakura, if you remember from the show.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where all the things were being broadcasted. So he brings like a note. He's like, I'll be selling the Kira's power on Twitter. So do your bits at hashtag power of Kira. Right?
Oh my god.
So
Wait, was this like a real life thing?
what?
As
Like,
in, like,
did it
was
cross
this, like,
over into
hashtag,
real life?
Like,
Oh no, well, kind of like after the one shot came out, people were like, "Yo, I'm
Doing
selling it on."
Okay.
as like a joke,
yeah.
right? But like it was a whole thing on
Twitter.
in the manga.
Oh, okay.
It was a Twitter thing, right?
Right.
So everything was selling on Twitter. So people were putting up bids like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So and then eventually countries are going at it. So the main two countries that are going at it was China and the USA.
Down.
The US, right? So they're basically bidding at each other like $100 billions, right? Because whoever controls this book can control the world, basically, right? And one funny thing is for the US, right? They actually drew Trump in it, which was pretty cool. It was
I saw the picture floating around.
Did he die?
I'll tell you later.
He's getting through it. He's getting through it.
So they kept winning, and then the US basically won the bidding war at $1 quadrillion USD. That's a shit ton, yo.
Quadrillion?
$1 trillion?
Yeah, you know what a trillion is? It's like one more decimal.
No, it's not. It's 3 more.
Is it?
Yeah.
So,
It was amazing.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's a lot of money then.
That's more than you thought.
This
Well,
genius.
is it like the whole world's like economy only?
Yeah,
worth,
like
some-
trillion something.
Yeah, some trillion. number,
yeah.
right?
This is a straight up manga. What the hell are you talking about?
Shut
Donald
up.
Trump.
You know, but this
You
takes
don't
place
know
in-
his power?
Okay, there's Donald Trump. So there's a demon with a book that kill people if you write your name is. Nah, man, that's not real. That's realistic. Yo, man, $1 quadrillion? Nah, it's something.
Seems kind of sus, you know what I
Something
mean?
suspicious.
This is like not realistic enough. You know, I
You know,
can't
the
believe
thing is, this guy's buying that, but there's like free healthcare.
it.
Nah, I'm
We ain't
good.
part of that lifestyle.
Paying off student debt? Nah, a book? Hell yeah, brother.
yeah, boy.
Yeah. So,
Drop 1 Q on that.
Yeah.
so
One cue.
one big thing about
Fuck.
one big thing is like say you're selling this book, right?
Okay.
How are you supposed to receive the money and not go to jail or anything? How are you supposed to receive the money, right?
Cash, boy, cash.
Yeah, $1 quadrillion worth of cash.
You know Pablo Escobar?
Oh,
he bought it.
Por plata.
Plata, please.
Okay. But so our Kira dude, right?
Right.
On the side, Nier's commenting on this guy, like, "Oh, we're gonna catch him, man. When they exchange the books or exchange the money, that's when they get him, right?" So Ryu goes back to the TV place, right? The TV
Sakura.
station, Sakura, whatever. TV.
Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he showed a note, right? He's saying the U.S. won, and basically for $1 quadrillion, right?
Uh-huh.
He writes down how to give the money to this person, right?
Okay.
So the way he did it was like you gotta divide it equally and send it to everyone who has a Yotsuba bank account under the age of 60. So everyone gets a cut, right?
Of how many?
$1 quadrillion.
I'm fucking rich.
No, you got a freaking Van City.
Oh yeah, fuck. They got
30
hacked last
cents,
week.
yo.
They got hacked last week. Shit.
But like $1 quadrillion, the way it came up to splitting, it'd be 91.1 million USD, which is also basically like about a billion yen to each person under this, right? And then they had to do it in like a week, like a couple, like 3 days, right? In 3 days, they had to deposit it, right?
Uh-huh.
So you see people running to the bank. Yo, can I open a bank account? Because everyone's gonna get it, right?
Uh-huh.
So it finally the 3 days go, and one real throwback was they said Yotsuba Bank, right?
Mhm.
And the OG Yotsuba group was the group that was controlling the Death Note after Light,
Okay, yeah.
the random dude.
Yeah.
They that's the same group.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was pretty cool throwback.
That's sick.
So after that,
How many of those people actually got their money deposited?
Everyone.
Everyone in the 3 days?
after the 3 days, everyone who had an account got it, right? So the guy just had the account, so he doesn't need $1 quadrillion, right?
Yeah.
So he just got the billion yen. He's like, I'm chilling you.
Wow.
He's like, I basically won, right? So he had
Yeah.
Ryu go to Donald Trump, right?
Uh-huh.
But before that, this random dude in a chair showed up with like diamonds all over the place. Could have been a rapper.
Okay.
But like, he shows up. He's like, the Shinigami god king wants to see you. See him, right?
Uh-huh.
So after that, he goes to see him. He's like, they talk and stuff. So he goes to deliver it to Donald Trump, and he's like about to give it to him, right? He's like, but there's one condition. There's a new rule. The Shinigami king got chapped. He's like, yo, why the fuck are you selling it?
Oh, okay.
Why you let him sell it, right? So the new one is, if you sell it, once the buyer gets it and the money is received, they both die.
What?
The buyer and the seller,
Yeah,
or the buyer and
both
the
of them.
Shinigami?
No, the seller and the buyer.
And the person
What
who
happens,
bought
what happens to the Shinigami? The
nothing.
Ninja?
He's chilling.
They're chilling. They're
What happens to
not
his book then? Because
Yeah,
He gets
where
dropped
does
there.
the
He gets
book
dropped.
go?
It gets dropped
Because,
there. It gets dropped there. So whoever
whoever picks it up, they'll just be like Light was in the beginning.
Say the vice president, right? Shows up.
Oh.
He's in control of it now, right?
Because like the rule was like if the book gets destroyed, so does the Shinigami, right?
Yeah, but the book doesn't get destroyed. All that's
It just
happening
gets
is
dropped.
the god of the gods, I guess, from what I'm understanding, because I didn't read it, is pissed because you're selling it for money, right?
Yeah.
So he adds in another rule, because if you remember in the OG Death Note, like in between where there would be a commercial break, there would be like
The little
Death Note rules, right?
Yeah.
He added a new one, I'm guessing, that was like, if you
Yeah.
sell it, the person who sells it, so this dude, whatever, Tanaka, and the person who bought it, so
Trump.
Trump, they both die. and then the book just gets left there, and then it's like the start of the cycle again.
The Death Note, the book itself is just gonna be in
If
the
you
middle
sell
of the
it,
White
yeah.
House.
But that's not what happened.
Oh, okay.
So it's like once he receives the book, he would have died, right?
Uh-huh.
Trump's like, I'm good. You can keep it, right? He doesn't want the book. He doesn't want to die, right?
Wait, does he know about the rule or?
Yeah.
So Rio tells him
him.
the condition.
Yeah, Rio tells him.
But like, wait, I thought the Shinigami is not supposed to tell any of
He
the
tells
rules.
him though. He tells him.
Okay.
What a guy.
Yo, but he tells him the rule, right? He's like,
Okay.
I'm good, right? Just keep the book, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to die. Even though if he dies, the U.S. still has the book. The U.S. still has the power of the book, right? He's like, I'm Gucci,
Okay.
right? But he's like, I'm gonna still tell everyone I have the book.
Oh,
As in fear, right?
Right.
Mind games, yo.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I have it like in my arsenal, you know? It's like,
Don't mess with me.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but okay, go on.
So he does that, right? Ryu dips, and then the guys, our boy Minro, he's like, yo, I'm chilling, man. I got $1 billion in the bank. But they made a couple rules, like you can only withdraw at 100K a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's still
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Damn.
Fuck. I can't. Oh my god.
Only
just
100K?
What?
I'm gonna raise my limit, yo. But like, they made a rule because
I'm
like,
pretty sure like with $1 quadrillion, if you take out 100K every single month, you're never gonna ever get close to using all that.
Regardless.
Each person has $1 billion yen each
Yeah.
out of the $1 dollars.
Because the whole $1 was
Was split
into
between all these people.
Everyone that has
In
the bank account.
In that bank.
In the bank.
Oh, okay.
So they all have
Yeah.
the equivalent of 1
But
billion yen, which
okay,
is like
I still
yeah,
understand where
yeah.
like, yo, it's gonna take a while for $1 billion to be used up if you take up 100K per month.
No.
Yeah, and if you could there's a lot of things you can do, right? So after that, your boy Minro was like, I'm chilling, I got my money. Ryuk's like, I writes the name of the death book, kills him. Right? And no, the funny thing in Ryuk's book, right? There's only 2 names written down: Light and this guy.
How long has he had the book for?
This guy?
Yeah.
This
Like, a
was
week?
probably
Oh, dumbass.
well, he would have won, right? But the king's like, nah, fuck this guy, right?
Shouts to the king.
He thought of one
king.
really cool thing. They did. What they did was apparently in the show. I mean, in the one shot, right?
right.
Kira made history. Like there's no more war and stuff, and he's actually in the ethics book and the history books now.
Oh,
Like
okay.
he's a dude.
Oh, he's actually
In the book, right?
So he's a historical figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because
He kind of
Killed
changed
so
the
many
light.
people.
Yeah.
The guy
Yeah.
said, "Oh my god, this is Kira's book. We learned about him in class,
Right.
right?" But then Ryuk's like, "Yo, he's a figurehead and stuff." He's like, "No, he's known as a terrorist, the worst person ever,"
that makes sense.
which makes sense. But there are still believers. And
that he did good
Good for
society.
everyone,
But
right?
like after the whole thing, after Minro dies, there was a thing called the Kira bubble, right?
Mm.
Which is basically a great moment for Japan because their entire economy went up.
Oh, right.
Because
Because
all of the
legit, everyone
criminals
had
and
like a
everything.
Not
because everyone had a bill.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
So everyone could just buy stuff, and then the economy just went up. No debt for everyone.
Oh,
Basically.
yeah.
Wait,
If you had a bank account.
does everyone have that?
No,
Everyone in
and
Japan have that?
Not
Or-
everyone. Not everyone in Japan, but like a lot of people do.
Okay.
They get it, and then a lot of people try to open bank accounts after. They found out,
Okay.
which they
makes
did.
sense.
But then after the date was cut off,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no one else could get
no
it,
one else
right?
could get it.
Which is still good. Like you put $1 quadrillion into the
economy.
into the economy.
It's gonna be good.
People buy houses, they buy cars, they buy
Oh, they buy a lot of
You
cars.
sorry.
buy prostitution.
Especially
Anything.
Japan.
Oh yeah, we open in the Lex, bro.
They don't got
So-
speed bumps there, bro.
Yeah, usually
They don't
Hell
got speed
yeah.
bumps, bro.
we buying coilovers first thing.
Yeah.
Might have a quadrillion, but I'm still get them off eBay used.
Yeah. So
Dave's still gonna be driving around in his Chevy Cobalt.
AKA Lamborghini Murcielago.
what do you guys think about my summary? Other than my mom.
Your summary or the story?
The story.
'Cause
the
I have
story, the
opinions
story,
on both.
The story.
I found it kind of interesting. I don't know exactly because when I sort of heard about this, right, and you see the Trump picture or whatever, so Trump's gonna be involved. I thought that because the whole point of Death Note originally, right? Because I had it on like in book form, right? Was this dude's way of expressing his political views on capital punishment, right? Like the death penalty. That's the whole point of Death Note. So when I see this, I see like some political whatever. I'm assuming this is gonna go somewhere. It's gonna have some sort of like like a sharp political message to it or whatever. Which to be honest, I don't really care about politics that much personally. So like even with Death Note, like I didn't know about like the whole political side of it before I got into it. I just thought it was a cool show and I liked the psychological like sort of cat and mouse.
It was actually worth watching.
Yeah, right. But still, like I was interested to see like, okay, so this dude he writes politically not like charged, but like he has a political perspective that he injects into his writing. I wanted to see where he would take that, considering, you know, state of global politics or whatever. I don't really know from this summary, right, what I'm supposed to take away, because essentially this dude, a condensed summary is the guy gets it, he knows what it is, he's like, yo, be back in 2 years, because he doesn't want to get like screwed over, right? And then he sells the thing for money instead of trying to actually kill people with it, because that's just not his thing. China and America bid because it's a weapon, which I guess there's some, you know, politics kind of thing there. They're bidding over weapon, but like I don't know. That's not really like there's no like super important message that I can see there. And then the U.S. wins, okay, and then this random like god just decides, you know what? No, fuck you, right? And then Trump values his own sort of life more than taking care of the U.S. or whatever, right? Is what this guy was trying to say. Is when it came down to like buying the weapon, he was probably like he spent like all this money, but then when it was his life or the country, he did that. But the thing is like, I don't have any views on like politics one way or the other, but I don't think like that conclusion to this came about in any sort of like a satisfying way, because it wasn't like something he did led to that situation. A random god just kind of decided, you know what, actually, no, you can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, what's the political messaging there supposed to be? I'm kind of confused. I might be completely missing the point, right? Like, I'm not, again, don't know much about politics, right? But I'm just wondering, maybe this isn't about politics at all. Maybe he just wanted to, it seems kind of funny to me, you know? He just killed off the main guy at the end there. That's pretty entertaining, right? So, as like sort of a comedic almost thing, right? It's very funny. But knowing this guy's background, I'm making the assumption that this is supposed to be political, and I'm just not seeing where he was going with it, because it sort of seems like, you know, with that whole thing where like Trump was like, nah, if it's me dying or the US, I'm not dying, right?
I'd rather save myself.
He's making some sort of a political statement about maybe the guy or the US or something, and then in the end, like there's this Japan economy thing, maybe that has something to do with something. I don't know about the politics of Japan, right? Yeah. So it seems like there's something there. It just feels like it wasn't super like elaborated on. This is also just a one shot though. It's not like a full series.
Yeah, I mean, like it could easily just be that like he wanted to make some sort of like epilogue to Death Note, right?
And
like,
he just decided, yeah,
and so just to like show like, oh, you know, like how
this is what happens.
What the effects of the first series have on the rest of the world like years later,
right? And you know that might be it. To me, as like a comedy, this is really funny, because if I was reading that, because this is, I didn't read this, and the reason I didn't read this isn't just because I'm a lazy little, you know, whatever. It's like 88 pages. If you read this thing for 88 pages, and at the end, the way it ends is the freaking death god just sort of kills the main character off just because he feels like it. That's really funny. Like that's some like sort of dark humor kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So I would find that really entertaining.
That's actually pretty funny.
And then, but again, it's just because I'm making that assumption that I feel like this is probably something political. Just because, like, you know, I know that that's what this guy cares about. And, like, he cared enough about it to make this entire series, which is sort of like what he's probably mostly known for, right? So that's the only real complaint I have. Other than that, I find it to be kind of entertaining. And I think it's even the idea that this guy would just try to sell it. It's kind of funny, you know. Like he just immediately starts to like do this, like, you know what? We making stonks, boys. We're not trying to do no. I'm not trying to become a god. I'm trying to become anything. I'm just trying to sell it.
How old is this guy?
Yeah, the guy in the story.
If he's like our age, I can see like the little, let's say, you know, the sneakerheads and all the
resale. He's a hype piece. He's a hype piece.
He could be a hype piece.
He's on.
Imagine selling a Death Note to get a pair of sneakers.
101.
He'd be about in grade 10.
In grade 10.
Okay, so he is definitely a hype piece.
He is definitely, yeah.
He's from Japan.
He had a perm.
There it is.
He's got the freaking supreme skateboard, bro. Guaranteed.
100%.
What? Anyone else have any takes on it?
Yeah. What about you two?
I also.
I feel like it's probably worth reading myself to
Yeah.
see like how it is.
Yeah.
You know? Like I feel like
I feel like there's probably a lot of details, like given how
Spoilers?
Death Note, that we probably missed out on.
Yeah.
Just a summary.
definitely
Yeah.
sounds interesting enough to just like pick up and just like read
I'd
casually.
recommend it. I'd recommend it.
Do you think it's gonna get like an anime adaptation?
Death Note was pretty big.
It was pretty big. It might get like an OVA thing, maybe, but like
Yeah.
or like a mini movie thing.
Yeah,
Like
right.
an hour,
something small,
like an hour or like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, like a special, right?
I can see that happening.
Uh-huh.
It was a pretty honestly when I was reading it, it didn't take as long as because after I was reading it, I got kind of invested in it, and it just time flew.
Oh,
Right, and so that's if you read or watch the original Death Note at all, it's just like the writer's like really good at doing like just taking like things that aren't really that like engaging or important and making them super thrilling, right?
right.
So I can totally see 88 pages just flying right by.
No, I can see that. Yeah.
When was the last time they released anything before this? Was Death Note like?
I think they released some books and stuff
They
in
released a
between.
couple like special books about like L's
The
past,
past and stuff, yeah.
and then they also did a couple one shots. They say if a regular person got it.
Oh yeah, like what
okay.
if? And then I remember, like there was. I remember somewhat reading this one about like in like when they first introduced L in the original Death Note, they talk about like, he's famous for this case of like a certain serial killer or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think he actually went. I don't know if it was the original creator, because actually, the more I think about it, I think there's like not a lot known about the actual creator of Death Note, maybe, or maybe this is a different series I'm thinking about.
Is he L?
No.
In real
So
life?
maybe someone else wrote this one, because sometimes that happens, right? Like you make a popular series and then other people will write add-ons to it for you. But it was just sort of going into what that case was and what actually happened. I don't remember how it went, but that might be worth a read if you're a huge Death Note fan. You don't know that this was a thing.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the show, or if you even if you're not like a big fan, I'd still recommend the read. It doesn't take that long. Maybe like you could take it as quick as 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if you want to take your time.
Oh,
And after I read it, right, I did look back a couple times, like to see a couple of stuff.
Yeah, and then like he pointed out a couple like details there too that he thought were cool throwbacks and like cool little details, right?
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the original anime, I mean, we did kind of fucking spoil everything, but like we pretty much were going into a summary, so like I don't know what you were thinking.
If you're like an anime fan and you haven't seen that, okay.
sorry, fam.
Keep in mind that even if you don't think at this point like you kind of get a gist of the story or whatever, it was animated by Madhouse, I'm pretty sure, which are the same guys that made One Punch Man, like Hunter x Hunter, stuff like that. Like if you look up any of their stuff that they do now, it's like super high quality stuff. And so this is back in the day, so it's not as like crazy, but still like it's animated super well. The story's super good. Everything's pretty much like on a high level. The only complaint people ever have is sort of like
How it kind of
near
ended,
the end,
right?
Yeah.
How it kind of ended.
Which, not to give anything away, but yeah, that's about it.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
From all four of us here.
Yeah.
And from Mr. Dave here, who's not a weeaboo or anything. He just like, I like watching Dragon Ball Z, and we're like, yo, why didn't you watch this? Pretty cool show.
Yeah. And then
I can say I really enjoyed it, and then after watching that, I was actually more intrigued into like this anime kind of scene, and then after that, I watched One Punch Man, and then from that, I watched by far my favorite anime of all time, from
Mellow
Alchemist
bro,
Brotherhood.
your boy Roy Mustang, bro.
Roy Mustang,
You don't take no L's.
That by far is my favorite anime of all time.
It's pretty sick.
No, I definitely think it's like number one on a lot of people's lists.
Yeah.
See, 'cause it's written well. It's funny. That's which is one of my favorite things. It's funny and it's the action packed. The characters are dope.
And then I think one thing is there's a lot of shows, right? They're really good. They have like you can think about a lot of shows. They have like a really good premise and they're doing pretty good, right? So if you were to have jumped into the show like halfway into its run, like Lost or something, right? I don't really know much about Lost, so I'm kind of talking out of my ass here, right? But it would have been like, or even Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones, everyone said like, oh my god, like come on, like, and I never watched Game of Thrones. People got on my like people were breathing down my neck for that, right? And then apparently the ending was super unsatisfactory. I don't even know what the ending was. I don't care, but it was super unsatisfactory. Fullmetal Alchemist has a pretty satisfying conclusion. Everything ends up well. It's not like overly like
overly dramatic on like how
or,
it should have
or
ended.
overly dramatic, and
It's
it's
so, like,
also not
disappointing.
all peaches and roses.
Yeah.
Like there's actual
Yeah.
like sacrifices and stuff
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
and like there's two different adaptations to it, right? Of the like anime or whatever, and there are people who have like a preference for each. Most people seem to like the Brotherhood, right? The latter one. But still, even if you don't like that, there's a chance you might like the earlier one. So you have a chance at like 2 series. You might like them both. You're probably going to at least like one. So that's another recommendation from us.
And if you don't like either of them,
Then you probably...
go to the fucking doctor,
Oh, okay.
man. You're
Yeah,
fucking
there you
crazy
go.
motherfucker.
Yeah. Another good thing about the show, they made a live action. I think every single live action for an anime is freaking garbage.
Video games too.
And video games is pretty garbage. But I think the Full Metal Alchemist was actually pretty good.
I still don't believe that.
Hey, yo, Lust,
Why, did you watch
hit
it?
me up.
No.
You
Lust?
Lust could have been more spicy, but she was spicy.
Yeah, man, she's spicy enough. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you would have been shot in the back, 100%.
Mm.
It was pretty. I like that they kept the comedy factor in it, which was one of the big things
Yeah,
in the show.
it's well-rounded. There's comedy.
Action.
The music's good.
But yeah, I think that just about does it for this episode. We talked about a lot. Talked about how shitty my life has been this year. Talked about Death Note. Talked about Fullmetal Alchemist. You know.
Right.
If you watched until this point or listened until this point,
Thank you, man.
thank you.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
straight
you.
up.
Thank
You're-
you.
You must be really bored, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're studying or what, but like, good luck, whatever you got going on. Shit.
But yeah, for now, stay tuned until the next episode. Thanks for watching, homies.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Signing off.